Hey everybody, today I want to share with you one of my money-saving tips for when I'm cleaning my aquariums and just doing regular aquarium maintenance. Now I know my regular viewers will already be familiar with this product, but I just got a reorder shipment in the mail today, and so I figured I would share it with everybody, and it is this. Now you might be thinking that is a magic eraser, and you couldn't be blamed for thinking that because chemically, fundamentally, this basically is a magic eraser. It's simply not sold by Mr. Clean, who uses the brand name Magic Eraser to sell their melamine sponges. This is simply a melamine sponge. It's no different than the Magic Eraser. But Magic Erasers cost about, I don't know, $10 or $12 for a small package of them, whereas these are $24 for 100 of them. So I will put a link down below, and there are a variety of different choices you can go with. You can go with 50 packs, 20 packs, 100 packs. It just depends on how often and how much you need, and so on and so forth. But I'll put a link down below to this package that I just got, and you can shop around from there. Remember, I do get commission on any purchases you make through any of the links that I provide as an Amazon affiliate. So one of the other things I do with these is I cut them into pieces so that I get more than one big fat sponge out of each one, and I actually cut it into 6 little pieces. So we'll have a look at me doing that for a moment while I address my final point with these, and that is if you do a little tiny bit of research into melamine, the first thing you're going to find out is that melamine is carcinogenic and it's hazardous, it's an environmental hazard, etc. If you do just a little more research into melamine, you will find out that they're only talking about the liquid, uncured state of the chemical melamine. Once it is cured, once it is dried, if you will, it's drying is not technically curing, but once it's cured and it's in this state, it's now an inert foam sponge. This is completely inert, it's non-toxic, it's non-environmentally hazardous, and it's completely safe to use in your aquarium. Beware, however, when I was doing a little bit of looking around at some different prices, I found out that the Magic Eraser, the brand name of this, sold by Mr. Clean, does actually have variations of this that are pre-impregnated with soap or a surfactant, dish soap, whatever you want to call it. So you'll get a sudsy, foamy appearance from one of these. Do not use them. That is not what this is. This is just the sponge. There are no chemicals added to it. There's no detergents in it. You will often see where it says get wet to activate. Activating it simply means that it's wet enough to allow the stuff you're scraping off the glass to get into the sponge. You can't just rub this dry sponge on a surface. Even if you're cleaning the surface of the glass on the outside, you want to dip it in water and get it wet first, and then you can wipe the glass down. But that does not mean there's any chemicals or anything in here that are being activated by getting wet. The brand name Magic Eraser, however, does sell some that have soap already in them. So if you're going to stick with the brand name and buy the Magic Eraser brand, be very careful about which ones you buy. You definitely want the plain ones. And lastly, I will address a concern that I get from time to time from people. The way these work is that it's basically a really, really fine, gravelly-like or sandy-like texture to this when you really get down to a microscopic level, and it's a fine, fine abrasive, and it will wipe your glass clean the same way really, really fine sandpaper would. However, people say that those little bits break off and fall into your tank, and then you can get, you know, your fish will eat those little microscopic pieces, and now they got this microscopic, you know, coarse material running through their digestional tract. That's just rubbish. First of all, our fish don't go down to the bottom and find microscopic pieces of inert material and just randomly eat stuff off the bottom of their tank. They're not going to confuse that kind of stuff for food. If any of it does, perchance, happen to get ingested while they're going about the course of eating their food off the bottom or what have you, tiny, tiny, tiny little microscopic pieces of this are simply, they're going to pass right through the fish. Your fish probably ingests sand all the time on a regular basis, and 1 grain of sand going through a digestive tract is going to cause more scratching and scraping and irritation than little tiny bits of microscopic Magic Eraser that might have broken off and gotten into your tank somehow. So don't worry about that. Don't worry about there being any chemicals or toxins. It's safe, it's inert, it's non-toxic. not going to hurt your aquarium in any way, shape, or form. The only question that remains out there is, will it scratch acrylic? And you're going to have to stand by for that, because I'm going to do an entire video testing whether or not this scratches acrylic. I've been told by a lot of people that it does not, but I'm not so sure. I wouldn't risk it. And I'm going to say right now, if you have an acrylic tank, I would not risk it. It's up to you if you want to try. I've had people tell me it's safe. I personally would not risk it on one of my tanks, and in my next video we're going to do that on one of my tanks. We're going to take my snail tank or a piece of Lexan or something, and we're going to rub this on it real vigorous and see if it does any damage or scratches it or makes it cloudy or anything else. So make sure you're subscribed. You don't want to miss that or anything else. Remember, I offer memberships now. I always appreciate the super thanks I get. You know how to do all the subscribing and hitting the like button and all that good stuff. So thanks for watching this one. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope that was helpful, and I'll see you real soon in the next one.